Live from Calabar, West Africa, this is the Dialogue with Agbo Jalingo. Live on Hit 95.9 FM. Best music, best talk.
Alright, Jonathan just did the opening. You're welcome to the Dialogue with Agbo Jalingo this Sunday evening. Unlike last week, it's not quite wet. Today is dry Sunday, Jonathan. And the weatherman told us yesterday that there was going to be some coastal rain. And Jonathan, unfortunately, the rains are not here today. And if you are just joining on, you are on to Hit 95.9 Hit FM in Calabar, and you are on to the Dialogue with yours sincerely, Agbo Jalingo. And I'm here with my co-presenter, young and vibrant Jonathan Ugba. I'm sure you want to say something.
And of course, we'll be discussing a very vital issue which has been a front burner and on the national discourse for a couple of years now. But in fact, to be very sincere, for a couple of decades.
Oh yeah, we're going to take a short break, but before we do that, we must tell you that yesterday, some men were here on this station and they discussed the Bakassi issue. And today again, we are bringing it on because that issue is very, very, very important. Not just a topical issue nationally, but it's one issue that has left a dent on the polity of Cross River State. And we cannot stop talking about it, Jonathan, like we always say, we will leave no stone unturned and leave no turn on stone until the Cross River conversation bears fruit. So you don't go anywhere, stay there. We'll come back very shortly. All right, you are welcome back to the Dialogue with Agbo Jalingo on Hit 95.9 FM in Calabar. And like I told you, we are talking Bakassi again today. We did that yesterday on Hit FM, and we are doing it again today until we find a solution to the issues surrounding the city of Bakassi and, of course, the welfare of the people who were displaced by that decision. We will not keep quiet. And talking about Bakassi, the successful resettlement of the displaced people of Bakassi has been an issue of local, national, and international concern. Several programs, schemes, and initiatives geared towards this with billions of naira put into them more than 10 years after the resettlement. It is almost as if nothing has been done according to recent findings. The alleged diversion of released materials with the accusations and counter-accusations following such, which have been widely reported in the media over the past 3 weeks, has left several questions on the minds of many people. And this includes what is really happening in the effort to resettle the displaced people of Bakassi. Who is coordinating all these efforts? What has been the challenges and milestones recorded so far? Is there any recognizable authority speaking on behalf of the internally displaced persons of Bakassi? And also, on the issue of diversion of relief materials, who is in charge of these relief materials? What are the processes involved? Has this been the issue over the years? And if yes, why is it coming out now? And what is the way forward? This and more are the focus of this week's dialogue with yours sincerely, Agbo Jalingo, with the topic Bakassi IDPs resettlement and relief materials. Matters are rising. And of course, we have with us to discuss this very, very qualified people in the studio with us this evening. And the first person here is Honorable Eni Asin. He's the former local government chairman in Bakassi. Honorable, you are welcome to the Dialogue with Agbo Jalingo.
Good afternoon, Agbo Jalingo.
Thank you. We also have Mr. Honorable Ekpo. He is a member representing Bakassi in the Cross River State House of Assembly. He's also here with us in the studio. Good evening, Honorable.
Good evening, Agbo Jalingo.
Thank you, Honorable.
Good evening, Cross Riverians.
God bless you, sir. And of course, we are going to join the Director General of the Cross River State Emergency Management Agency, Mr. John Inaku. He will join us at some time during the program on telephone. We need to talk to him. He needs to tell us some things that we think only him knows about. And of course, Jonathan, we are going to take another short break, and then we'll give you the headlines, then we go straight into the discussion. All right, you're welcome back to the Dialogue with Agbo Jalingo on Hit FM in Calabar. And then very quickly, we are going to run you through the headlines from the online platforms that are reporting Cross River State. And it's also very important to say that those platforms are members of the Association of Cross River Online Journalists, ACROJ. And then we begin with Calabar Blog this evening. Calabar Blog says, new video in Yanya, hold on. International Day of African Child 2017, Ezama calls for increased protection of children. Youth charged to embrace tourism and hospitality. Dr. Linda Ayade, that is the Cross River State First Lady, to launch home care health service in Calabar tomorrow.
That was actually yesterday.
Oh, yesterday. Oh, yeah, that's good. And of course, we move on to CaliTown.com. Late Chief Cross River State Chief Judge Okoy Ikpi Itan begins journey home.
He was laid to rest in Leiden State yesterday in his hometown of Gep local government area.
May his soul rest in peace. Itagiwa under fire, fingered in relief materials scam.
We're discussing that right about now in the program already.
Thanksgiving for Hit FM Calabar boss who's Sunday, June 18. You know the reason he was kidnapped and released. He needs to give glory to God. You want to know more, go to CaliTown.com. And then we move on to Nigerian Chronicle. Like I told you, you may not see the copies on the road. You may see them sometime, but they are online. Chronicle, and it's ngrchronicle.com. It says, Cross River government lost UNICEF for health collaboration. Another headline says, NDDC to complete abandoned ongoing projects in Cross River State. Noge rallies for LG autonomy. Cross River State government inaugurates land allocation committee. You want to know more about that? Go to Chronicle online and you'll find all the details. Then, of course, we move to crossriverwatch.com. And on crossriverwatch.com, it said, Unical VC, Lord Staff School for placing first in National Science Craft Competition. Those children have been winning quite a lot of things, Jonathan. The Unical children. They demonstrated in our last program. And I think that they need some commendation. What do you think about that, Jonathan?
Well, I think all should be all commended for what they've done, and especially placing first in the National Science Craft competition. And most importantly, they talked more on waste to wealth initiatives, something that governments have been failing to do over the years.
And the children are trying to solve, they have actually solved that problem. And intelligent children. We will establish new cities across the 18 LGAs, Cross River government. That sounds like a tall dream, right?
Yeah, we're ready to see Bakassi being turned into Lugano by the present administration. The that promised when he was campaigning back there in 2015.
Yeah, and we're here to see Senti Court and all of that. But all good. I think that the governor is, he means well for Cross River State, and we expect that we'll see 18 cities across the 18 local government. All right, as we move on, Cross River Assembly approves restructuring of 33.2 billion federal government bonds a balance. Crime. Police parade 25, recover 5 AK-47 rifles in Cross River. That sounds scary, doesn't it?
Yeah, you can wonder what one AK-47, which shoots about 56 rounds every minute, could do. And with 5, wow. That's
all right, congrats. Good job, police. You have saved some lives by recovering that. Revealed how President Jonathan and Minister breached due process to award Calabar Channel dredging contract.
That's, of course, I would like to say Mr. Nielsen is also the DG of Imbo that looks at inland waterways in Cross River State here. And the about 90 kilometers long channel has been in controversy over
perpetual controversy. We hope that we are going to walk over that and make sure that that place is dredged and then business can begin again. Bakassi group accused Itagiwa of diverting relief materials. She calls herself the mother of Bakassi. Can she divert materials that are meant for children? Jonathan, can a mother stop
It's rather unfortunate she couldn't be on the program. She chose to turn down that option.
We need to say that she's been here before, but we didn't talk about Bakassi. We're talking about Carnival Calabar. But today she turned the invitation down. FRSC stops mobile courts in Calabar Metropolis.
That was a good one.
Really?
Yes.
So why do you think so?
Because first, they just use it basically to harass people. Personally, I've been involved in close to about 4 or 5 browse with some of the road safety officials.
Okay, that sounds nice. Autonomy, local government employees rally in Ubudu.
They actually voted against it at first. Why crying now?
I know that the House of Assembly also voted against it.
Yes, sir.
Oh, really? All right. The workers have decided to rally. I hope that would be taken to the round table and the matter will be sorted out. All right, Jonathan. Those were the headlines. So,
yeah, of course. And we got Mr. John Inaku, the DG, State Emergency Management Agency, on the line right now. Mr. Inaku, good evening and welcome to the dialogue with Agbo Jalingo.
Good evening, Agbo Jalingo.
All right. Thank you. We'll come to you shortly now. Right about now, we'll get into the main business of the day. Jalingo.
All right, let's just take a very brief break. Don't go away. If you touch the line, you're going to miss a lot. Just stay there and we'll come back very shortly.
All right, welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is the dialogue with Agbo Jalingo on Hit 95.9 FM, where you get the best music and best talk. We are discussing the Bakassi resettlement and relief materials saga that the matters arising from so far. Right about now, we got the Director General of the State Emergency Management Agency, Mr. Johnny Nako, on phone. Now, Mr. Nako, I would like to go straight to you and ask you, the Atama Relief Materials Diversion Saga, what really happened?
Thank you very much. The materials meant for Atama were actually not diverted as false. The false alarm had already plunged the state into a big embarrassment. The breakthrough son and daughter across the state, especially that it was called a coordinated effort to put the agency and the state to shame by an individual or a group of persons. The materials meant for Atama actually got through the right source, who is the holder of the Bakassi local government area. She's a statutory institution that these things also have been handed over to, not to individuals. And that's exactly what we did.
We need to clarify that the Holga is the head of local government administration.
We're actually distributed among 3 key areas of Bakassi.
Okay.
The Tarbon area, the Upland area, and the Riverine area.
I see.
And people signed and collected all of this material.
I see. Now, I have to ask you, has there been previous occurrences and allegations of this nature? Or is there any similar incidences or circumstances recorded by SEMA so far?
Well, over time, no. But I think for some time now, the state presidency comes to SEMA and asks for relief material. We don't just sit down and look at people or a group of persons and feel that because these ones we will not receive approvals, we don't move in. Once we get in the arts to see assess areas, don't move in there to an area and do our need assessment, and we see the audience in with things that are required in that place. We give us. And the state presidency has always come to us to get materials like that. Prior to this incident that just happened, she was there. I crossed with her to the Atama or Abana, whichever area, across the sea, when we went and carried out the need assessment. And before this was done, we had materials already down in Crossville State. It was not as if because we went there and came back and she said, okay, my place is burnt, that's why those things came. No. We're yet to make letters across to say, okay, now that this incident has happened, we need this and that and all of that. But because of the emergency situation, we had to go back to the things that were on ground to ensure that we provide collective measures to say that this was okay.
I say, Mr. Nako, I have to go to Mr. Sin shortly.
Before you go to Mr. Sin, let me ask him.
All right.
Let me ask him something. Mr. Nako.
Yes, please.
Yeah. There are some people are saying that there is only one camp for the internally displaced persons of Bakassi. Others are saying there are 2 camps. Others are saying there are 3. In the records of the State Emergency Management Agency, how many camps are housing the internally displaced people of Bakassi, and how many of them have you been able to reach out to? How many of these camps have you been reaching out to in your records, sir?
Yes. Thank you very much. What we do is to see how we can go about identifying areas where people are incapacitated, people actually need relief materials. So we provide these material services to them. But for some time now, we are always getting letters. Oftentimes people write to us. Something has happened to us. They are not soothsayers that will know that something is happening in a given area. So the aqua them have been those people who are always running back to us until recently. When this issue of the materials coming in, we then think those who we felt that have been settled coming in to say, okay, these are things meant for our areas. And we saw the need to say, well, as much as we can squeeze what we have to give to our area, we should equally send others to the Tarbon area, the Upland area, and the Riverine area. So now we have discovered too that there are so many camps in place. If you look at, for instance, let me say an instance, if you look at the Udupanic case study, you will discover that they have already written to us. We also told that we have issues to settle the economy of young in Udupandas. We have a young ward. We have others in Obu Sere, Asan Enyong, the Hemke, Afai Song, Ido Agba, the Song Yang Ikoneto, and Tan Upa you're not prepared. Automatically that comes out, you know that, okay, these people are the ones that you have to attend to.
Okay.
But in this scenario now, under 29 law, we assume that those whose houses have been paid for were properly catered for. Until recently, they said no, the houses were not enough. And because the houses were not enough, others are still living around them. I would say, okay, it's noted. But the same people will not be patient enough for us to do the needful. We have said, okay, the economy in them down that we're dealing with. Even this year, we visited them, and when the materials came, we have to give some to them too. Then try to say, okay, you from the other aspect, other areas where the other people were settled and needed. They need these things, so we have to bring in the organs to know more of this area than we do. And you're the chief secretary officer of that place. So you take custody of these things and share these things. And we left a note, even when we were handing over those items, we specifically mentioned that these items, particularly building materials, must get to Abana, Atama. That's the area, the flashpoint where that issue happened.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Nako. We'll still get back to you. Well, right about now, we have to get to Mr. Nir Sin, the former chairman of Bakassi, who is here in the studio with us, as well as Honorable Eko, the member representing Bakassi in the Cross River State House of Assembly. So, Mr. Sin, as a one-time chairman of Bakassi local government area, what is your assessment so far of the Bakassi resettlement program?
Thank you, everyone in the studio. I want to give you my own view of the entire situation. Most of the times when people get into office, they must know the magnitude of their duty. I think that SEMA and most of the agencies that has to do with the resettlement of Bakassi have not gotten it right because they have not engaged the people thoroughly.
Okay.
So the foundations of the later for the rescue was faulty. Everything about it was faulty. I've listened to the DG carefully. I want to correct one impression.
Go ahead, sir.
Wherever he went to, I think that it is wrong for him to claim that that is Antaima. That is an established village called Inakbaife with a specific village head. And for the records, there are no refugees or returnees in that place. That place is a fishing port with an established little population. But some people take advantage of their height and status to reach government officials and misinform them and misdirect them. So when he went there, he went to the wrong place and established the fact that that is Antaima. No, that is not Antaima. I say it again and again. The place known as Antaima is in Cameroon, the Republic of Cameroon. It can be challenged at any level. Then 2, refugees that came from Cameroon, from Bakassi, when the sitting took place in 2007, reported at Ikang. We took over those refugees and we looked for a place, a location that was good, and then government established a refugee camp there for them and built the place. After that, I know that people have been taking advantage of this situation to multiply refugees, maybe for some certain benefit or maybe for some certain political advantage. So I stand to think that this was a wrong mission, and of course it will crash land. How the relief materials were divided, as has been said by the DG, you could see it could cause a problem in Bakassi. How would you divide a relief material in 3 places? Antaima is supposed to be a ward, so you give one ward. That means there's a political influence, influencing one political ward. What is the who owns that? Who is the big width from that ward? It is just one name you will hear, and then you divided it into riverine and mainland. So what about other wards in the riverine? So it was completely wrong. So I think that the proper thing should be done. Government agencies should engage the people and have a correct data of what they are about to do before they commence. I know that we as leaders did go to the DG SEMA to tell the DG that we are involved. But I'm sure in his wisdom, he handed over the relief materials to the Olga, who completely sidelined everybody and went with the instruction of Senator Itagiwa and handed over the materials to the people Ita had set up as a committee to manage the sharing of the relief material. Whatever happened in that place, a lot of Bakassi people do not know. The returnees do not know. That is my view on the entire saga.
Okay, before we let you go, I would ask you, you've been local government chairman in Bakassi, and I want to find out what is the process, because the Olga, the head of local government administration, that's what we are calling Olga for the benefit of the listeners at home, was the one that was handed over the materials. And you have been chairman. What are the modalities? When are the materials supposed to be handed over to a local government chairman? And if it is yes, what having handed over them to a local government chairman, are they supposed? Is the chairman supposed to hand them over to another committee, or what are the modalities? How is it supposed to be done?
Well, here we have emergency relief material. As chairman,
yes, sir.
The materials, first of all, was not meant for the local government. It was meant for a particular location that had a disaster. So now there was no disaster. Two, if you hand over a relief material to the authorities in the local government, they are supposed to get to the targeted population to do it. But here, since there was no targeted population, the Olga decided maybe to share it politically, because there is no place like that. And these materials, if you see the quantum of it, I bet you if all these materials went to that location, there will not be enough people to take those materials. So here is a situation that I have said it before, the foundations were faulty, the alarm was faulty. Don't forget, please, note, Bakassi is no longer an emergency. So it should not be under state emergency management. Bakassi has been 10 years. A crisis has been 10 years. So it should be under a commission. Okay. It is no longer emergency. So if you have a fire disaster that took some few houses away, it's not supposed to be but people use this opportunity to raise alarm, maybe to get an advantage and divert us from the real core issues of Bakassi.
All right, Mr. Ani Esin is the former local government chairman of Bakassi, and he's throwing a lot of light on those issues. But we also need to tell you that according to the United Nations, if you are displaced across borders, you are regarded as a refugee. But if you are displaced within your country, they are called internally displaced persons. We needed to say that. Jonathan, I'm sure you want to ask the Honorable something.
Yes, but just before a United Nations representative once told Governor Yadi in 2015 that Bakassi refugees, or IDPs as the case may be, were nearly reduced to a state of statelessness. That means they were a people without a country. Yeah. That's just it. But I'll go to you, Honorable Ekpo, as a legislator.
Please let me correct that issue before you go. That statelessness, go and define it. Those are the core issues we are talking about, citizenship and other issues concerning environment. Yeah. If we hang on the United Nations report, you know that we have deeper issues. The Bakassi people, the United Nations representative was talking about, were those on the other side of the border, on the Cameroon side, that have this heavy situation that the state is on the country is not addressing. It was not these people on this side who the United Nations think that they are well comfortable in their country.
All right.
Thank you very much. Honorable Ekpo, I'll go straight to you right now. Owing to the fact that billions of taxpayers' money has been sunk into schemes, programs, initiatives, and what have you, committees to properly resettle the people of Bakassi, do you think enough has been really done so far to do that, especially in terms of legislating?
Thank you very much for that question. Let me start by saying that a lot of Bakassi leaders have been telling a lot of lies, creating a lot of confusion to people when it comes to Bakassi issue. And I want to appeal that those of you that are trying to make inquiries about Bakassi problems and challenges should consult widely, because the way we are going, we probably may get confused.
Okay.
However, I think that not much has been done in terms of addressing the needs of the displaced people of Bakassi. Government establishment have not been handling Bakassi issues well. For instance, what has brought us for this discussion having to do with the relief materials that was donated by the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons. These materials came in trailer loads and were delivered to SEMA. And I know that the DG of SEMA, Mr. John Inaku, took delivery of these items, and they were actually to address the humanitarian needs of the disaster victims of Bakassi. Unfortunately, the way the materials have been handled have actually raised a lot of concern by Bakassi people and cross-Ivorians. For me, I want to discuss from the legislative perspective. Two issues came up following that exercise. One was the alarm that was raised by Senator President Tagiwa on channels that relief materials were diverted to political stakeholders by government. And the other one came as a result of petition that was written to the Speaker of Cross River State House of Assembly, Right Honorable John Gall Lebo, alleging by some returnees, alleging that relief material meant for them were diverted. And of course, the written petition was a basis for the House of Assembly taking action on it. The Speaker quickly minuted, seeing the weight of the problem, minuted to two special committees, and to go into the bottom of the matter. And quickly, the committee set up were that of House Committee on Local Government Affairs, headed by a member representing the Yala State constituency, Honorable Regina Ayogo, and also that of Health, which is my humble self, to go into the matter because of the importance attached to it. Quickly, two government officials, because the House of Assembly appropriates to those government establishment agencies, or call them MDAs, and two of their leaders were invited, DG SEMA, Mr. John Inaku, and the head of local government administration, Bakassi, Mrs. Eba Iso, were invited to meet with the committee for them to give us explanations on what actually transpired during the relief material distribution process. So the committee actually had very important and interesting findings from that engagement, and it was clear that the process was not right, in the sense that, as far as I'm concerned, I think that the SEMA has a responsibility, which, as the last speaker has said, people who are saddled with very sensitive positions in government should be able to be thorough in their dealings, because they are there to serve the people and ensure that whatever they do is in the interest of the people.
All right.
So the problem there was actually that SEMA needed to carry out need assessment and identify the target population, the affected population, and then needed to collaborate with the local government to deliver the items to the affected population. Unfortunately, that was not a process, and that generated a lot of issues. But I think in the course of this program, we will need to throw more light so as to enlighten the public on the issues, the actual issues that concerns the
all right, that's Honorable Ekpo. He's representing Bakassi State constituency in the State House of Assembly. We need to tell the callers at home that at some point we have very little time on the program left now. We got 11 minutes, but we have some numbers to call us: 0700 95944-836-0700. 95944-836. There are 12 digits. Don't worry, call the number. It's going to connect. And but before you start calling the lines, I want to ask Honorable Ekwepo, has there been any attempt by the House of Assembly to audit what has been going into Bakassi? Has there been any such attempt to actually do a holistic, 10 years after? Can we track what has been going into Bakassi and how it has been done?
Well, this is the 8th Assembly that we are. And we have spent merely 2 years in office.
Okay, there's a caller on the line. Can we just talk to that caller before you finish your question, sir? Please keep your thoughts.
Okay, go ahead.
Hello, caller, can you turn down the volume of your radio? All right, what's your name and where are you calling us from, caller?
I'm calling from Kalawa. My name is Austin.
All right, Austin, it's good to hear from you. You are welcome to the dialogue with Agwa Jalingo. And like we said, the rules have not changed. 60 seconds.
Please, I want to ask that the DG, if DG can tell us, I want to ask if DG can tell us that who and who from his own head that signed and collected, apart from the one collected from Olga. Because we've been having speculations that there are some other politicians in Bakassi who have signed and collected, or not signed in person, or one person signed and collected on behalf of them. Like I'm aware to a certain extent that they proposed the person who are now accused, other person collecting these things, Senator Florence Italiwa collected 20 bags of rice, 20 bags of beans, and 20 bags of garlic.
Well, we can't verify that. We can't verify that allegation.
Well, unfortunately, we got Mr. Naku on the line. I think probably you should react to that.
Okay, can you hold on to that? Mr. Naku will react to that. Let Mr. Naku react to that. We have him on the line. All right, thank you, Mr. Austin. It's good to hear from you.
All right, Mr. Naku, can you go ahead and react to that, please?
Sincerely, when we left for a time at the flashpoint where they said the fire incident happened, and there was no issue, no tussle about who superintends what is some materials to Bakassi. And so we now felt that, okay, you have raised an alarm and you have returned back to us. We cannot get there and come back before we think about returning back there, since the cost of moving things over there was going to be so much. So we actually gave her relief materials. That gave the Honorable Senator relief materials.
Okay.
That we took across.
Okay.
I think that answers our next question, right?
Okay.
All right, then.
Okay. And did you confirm that those relief materials got to where they were supposed to go, sir?
Yes, we were there. She took from there. She took some there. And the Resettlement was handled over there too.
Okay, somebody...
Because you can see them throwing parts of rice, water and all of that. So it was not meaningful even taking things there.
All right, sir. Somebody said it was 20 bags of rice, 20 bags of
cement
and 20 bags of gari. Can that information be confirmed, sir?
Yeah, that's I said she took some over there. Actually, there was 2020.
Okay.
What went over there was not 2020.
Okay. They gave 2020, but what got there was not 2020. All right, maybe we are going to bring... Okay, we have another caller on the line, so we take that call. Hello, good evening, caller.
Hello,
Good evening, caller. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
I am Chief Augustine Edith.
All right, Chief Augustine Edet Okon. Where are you calling us from, sir?
I am calling from Calabar here.
All right, go ahead with your contribution. 60 seconds to make your contribution, sir.
Okay, please let me just say something. It's either Chief and how that police material was distributed, or is that actually, kind of denying the fact that we're trying to slander the very person of Senator Florence Italiwa. The truth is this: I was when Olga was distributing this thing on paper, and they told me that I should leave that in the CDP meeting that was holding. I can mention those who were involved in that meeting.
Can you go ahead and mention them, please?
Go ahead and mention them, please.
Can you mention those people?
Olga was able to send it on them. Some other people were there. Some persons were there.
Okay.
Was there. They told me I should leave the CDP meeting that was going on. Because I was going to I went. The truth is that.
Unfortunately, we lost.
That was a very, very,
but
very
then, of course,
important. Okay, we got a few of them, and maybe you react before Honorable will very round up his thoughts. The time on the program is always not our friend. Oh wow! My producer is saying we got 3 minutes. All right, Honorable, let's go ahead. Go ahead, react. You want to say something?
Oh no! I want to say that I think that caller was there at the venue where Itagiwa set up a committee. Some of us were not there, even though we are from Bakassi. So it will show you that it is Itagiwa and her cohort that still diverted the materials.
All right,
I agree with that caller in totality.
I do hope that Senator Itagiwa will have the opportunity to clear this. But Honorable, we're asking, you were still trying to tell us whether there has been an attempt to audit some of these things before a caller stopped you along the line.
Yes, as I was saying that the 8th Assembly has spent just barely 2 years in office.
Yes,
and the House of Assembly, this particular set, has been seen to be solution architect, adopting solution engineering,
as it were,
and addressing the needs of cross-variants. We have a program, line of a program and activities as we intend to carry out within the specified period of 4 years. And of course, Bakassi issue, each time it comes, has always been placed as a priority.
Yeah.
That was why this petition concerning the diversion of relief materials, there was no waste of time in constituting a special committee, to deal with the matter. And I know that before long from now, the committee will get to the bottom of the matter. I'm sure that the outcome of these investigations will be interest cross-variants. So I believe that in the course of time, all these things that have been happening to Bakassi people, the multiplicity of camps, the issue that has to create confusion in terms of location, the issue that has to do with INEC having to capture certain people under code number 4 and certain Bakassi people under code number 3, creating confusion, leading to Bakassi voter strength being so low, and the House of Assembly has set up a machinery to ensure that the proper findings and investigations are carried out, so as to ensure that people have the best.
Just very quickly, will a comprehensive audit of all the billions be actually looked at by the 8th Assembly? Yes or no, please?
I believe God will help us to be able to carry out a satisfactory audit.
Well, when the matter has to do with God, you have to leave it for divinity. But we do hope that the House of Assembly will do the needful, and we know exactly what has been going on in Bakassi. But as we round up, as you just share your last thought, we have only 1 minute. Can we conveniently say that leaders of Bakassi have turned the plight of those people to a milking cow?
Yes, I will agree with your position right now that leaders have misguided government, has derailed the process of resettlement and reconciliation and rehabilitation of Bakassi people. But it is an opportunity for government to re-engage the Bakassi people, to know the length and breadth of the Bakassi issue, and to bring to the front burner the major issues affecting Bakassi people, cross-riverians, and so on. Okay. The major issues have been put under the carpet for rice and beans. There are other bigger issues in terms of resources, in terms of environmental issues, in terms of citizenship. They are major issues.
All right, Honorable, I'm just wondering what Itagiwa will do with 20 bags of rice. She's perceived to be a rich woman. Bag of rice, bag of gari, bag of cement. Can it be that mundane?
I just heard that from the DG SEMA that he had handed over some of those items to President Senator Francis Itagiwa. For us, we are, as I said earlier, the committee has two committees. The committee has been set up, and
I heard she was summoned. Did she come?
No, not yet. We have not reached that stage.
Oh, okay.
I believe that by the time we are through with the assignment of the committee, we'll be able to unravel all the mysteries that are surrounding.
All right, amazing. Mr. Inaku, still on the phone with us. What are your final thoughts, sir?
So far, I've probably been educated today. I will really have to visit the areas and stakeholders of Bakassi, get the data and areas where one was spread by your
All right, that sounds very reassuring. And Crossivarians, we are looking at it, and we know that one of these days, this problem will be solved. And that brings us to the end of the program, Jonathan.
And of course, we'd like to thank our guests for appearing on the program, those who called in, our content providers, Giants Concept, our media partners, IDFM 95.9, Calabar, CrossriverWatch.com and CalabarBlog.com, our producers, Charles Carlo, McDonald, Youngway, assistant producers, Jeremiah Chibong and Ifeanyi Victor, social media handler Desmond Kazuki, Adam, Roland, Enya, Forte Bassi, and of course the weatherman, Mr. Moses Jim, who joins us here, and camera operators, Wally Otobon Clements, and Monday Akoni Oga, and Mr. Emmanuel Eartham, marketing strategist. Also, kudos to Orange Resort, our partners. I've been Jonathan Ubao.
All right, Jonathan, I still need to remind the public that we are coasting towards the 1-year anniversary of the dialogue with Agua Jalingo, and that is around the corner.
Details will be communicated to our listeners out there.
And then don't forget to download the Cross River Watch app from Windows. Go ahead, tell them.
Yeah, of course, visit Google Play Store, Android device, and download the Cross River Watch app and get all the details, information, news, and what have you about Cross River State with the Cross River State perspective.
And that brings us to the end today again, Jonathan. But like we say, no matter what the devil smokes,
it can never become the Most High.
Until the next Most High is on the throne, until we come their way again next Sunday.
Adieu and bye for now.